Hey, thanks for joining today's video. I wanted to give a quick introduction before we got started. This is a recording of my Content That Converts Masterclass, basically showing you all the systems that you need to know in order to implement it into your business. I've used these systems. I'm not going to say it works for everybody, but it's worked for us here at Howdy Media. And so I encourage you to listen, take notes, and watch till the very end, because there's a lot of good information here. And if you actually go out there and apply it, I can guarantee you that you'll see growth at some sort of level. And so I hope you enjoy this video. Make sure to watch to the end again, and let me know in the comments what you learned from today's video. Thanks. Happy Friday, y'all. It's the end of the work day for most people. For me, I still got another hour. Let's freaking do this. Got the new lid from Sendero Provisions Company. It's going to be a good time. Let's see if I can get this slideshow going here. Yeah, that's pretty much what I... Oh, do not want the volume on. Hope you guys are doing good. Let me know in the comments, where are you guys watching from? I see Arkansas there. Welcome to the webinar. Today's goal is to inform, educate, give you the tools necessary, and there's a lot that we're not going to be able to cover today. But I'm going to do my best to make this worth your time, worth the hour that you're going to be spending with me. And so we're going to aim to go to about 5 o'clock, and then we'll wrap things up around that time. Let's move this over here. But it's going to be a good class. I feel like this has so much value that business owners can take away from this, and it's ultimately like I'm trying to rearrange the furniture in your head, if that makes sense. Like, I'm trying to get you to think from a new perspective of things, a new way of doing business as a whole, because there are new ways, and there are ways that are becoming very rapidly successful for people. And that's one of the ways, like these systems and these things that I'm talking about, that's one of the avenues that I've taken and figured out in the last 3.5 years of business. Opening up Howdy Media, doing the whole thing, becoming an entrepreneur, self-sustaining, opening up a podcast studio, having a staff. All of these things stemmed from an idea and me executing these ideas and getting my first clients off of social media and through content. To put it into perspective here, one of the very first clients that I got was from a free video that I did. It was like a promo video. And this may not be able to apply to certain businesses, but majority of them, this is just one of many examples of how you can utilize it. You can definitely kill it in any industry that you are in. So for me, it's video, right? Video, we do content stuff, we do drones, cameras, all of the things, and we're getting into AI automation, which we'll talk a little bit here. AI is a huge role player in the next 5 to 10 years. And so one of the things that we always tell people, it's like you have to invest in content and you have to push this stuff, or else you're going to get left behind. And so that's how I've been able to grow my following, grow my business. And through all of that, I've learned a ton, and I'm going to try to save you all the heartaches and all the pains of what I went through, and so that you don't have to, and you can get a jump start and you can get ahead in the game. So that's what today is going to be about. It's how to create content that converts. And this is really targeted towards business owners or anybody who wants to make money online somehow. And these are all things that work for me. I'm not saying that it's 100% guaranteed going to work for everybody, and I'm just being completely upfront, but this is what has worked for me, and I just feel like I want to share it. So, if you guys can hear me in the chat, put a 1. in the comment section, and we'll get rolling on into this thing. We'll get rolling on in. Thanks for joining today. We're planning on doing many more webinars like this. So before we dive in, like I said earlier, be open. A lot of us aren't taught how to learn and obtain knowledge, and we haven't figured that out or been told how to since high school or college. And so before we dive in, be open. Open your mindset. Open your mind or your eyes. Open up like the pathways, and don't be afraid to change them and create new pathways, because that's how we grow, that's how we learn, that's how we develop and go to that next level. And so one of the ways that I like to encourage people is just to simply grab a notebook, grab your iPad, grab a computer, something to take notes with. And so the reason we do this, it helps obtain the knowledge and information that you're soaking in. Because if you don't remember it, you're not going to apply it. You're not going to apply it if you don't remember what we talked about. So make sure to write it down. So, with that being said, before we begin, and before I give you loads of free value, because that's what I'm here to do, is to just help you guys out, I want to make sure it's okay with you guys if we give an opportunity for you guys at the end. And if that's good with you guys, I want you to put a 1 in the comments. And I'm not going to ask for anything. I'm not going to give you any opportunities until I build the trust with you and that relationship and loyalty. And I'm going to spend 45 minutes to an hour discussing this stuff and building that trust and relationship, because ultimately, whether you take this opportunity or not, I'd rather be looked at in the light of like, that guy wants to help, which is exactly what I want to do. Instead of like, oh, don't get on his stuff, he just wants you to buy something. There is an opportunity for you guys at the end, like I said, but this is to help you guys out. Whether you want to do this opportunity or not, you're going to learn tons. And then at the very end, if you're still watching, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a full starter content creator kit. It comes with a tripod, ring light, all of the things. And so make sure to stick around to the end for that. So what are we covering today? You may have seen some of my ads. You may have seen some of my YouTube videos or Instagram posts. But we're going to be talking about how to attract leads on autopilot, how to create content that converts to cash, number one mistake business owners make on social media, how to build a simple lead capture system that works 24/7, and short form and long form cohesive growth strategy tactics. And so I think my mic's actually about to die, so I'm going to disconnect here. If you guys can still hear me, let me know. You should be able to hear me fine. Let's do a test here. All the things. And so make sure to stick around to the how to build a simple test. You should be able to hear me fine. Okay, yeah, we're good. But that's what we're covering today. And I'm excited to share this with you because we've seen all of these things work in our own business and our clients' businesses. And it's cool to be able to see people implement this stuff and it actually works. So before we begin, successful versus unsuccessful businesses. If you're watching this, you're probably an entrepreneur, a business owner, a solopreneur, whatever it is. There's successful businesses and there's unsuccessful ones. In 2025, it's leaning more towards these are the main 3 things that you have to have in order to sustain yourself. And so one of them is irresistible offer. So you have to create an offer that's so good that it's hard to say no. Because if you think about it, people are getting hit left and right from every direction. I think the average person sees like 600 advertisements a day. And so you have to do something in order to stand out. Um, so it's irresistible offers. It's having automated systems, which AI can do 90% of these tasks for you without you even having to lift a finger. That's not going to be what today's webinar is about, but that is one of the services that we offer. The third one is personal branding. Personal branding is becoming the next quickest way to grow anything on this planet. If you don't have a personal brand moving forward, then you're going to get left behind because all the people that are developing it right now, those are going to be the people who are known, and they're going to be the ones who win at the end of the day in the next 5 years. And so the personal branding part, that's what we're going to be talking about today. So, like I said, you're going to get left behind if you don't adopt these new ways of doing business. So this is a flow chart. If you can see it, it's the content to client flow chart. And so it goes awareness to interest, to consideration, to conversion, to loyalty, advocacy, retention, and reactivation. So that's like the flow chart of how it works whenever you're thinking it from content wise. It starts with awareness. And today, we're not going to make it past advocacy because we don't have enough time. But I'm going to try to cover majority of these things. I'm going to try to hit all of them. So the first thing is awareness. Brand awareness. You probably don't have a business problem. It's more than likely an awareness problem. And that is Omar El Takori right there all the way. Shout out. But you don't have a business problem. You have an awareness problem. It's not that your business model isn't good or your services or your products aren't good. It's people don't even know about it. And so how do we fix that? Content. Content is king. And I'm going to make this big here because I really want you to see these numbers, and it might be a little hard to see. But content is king, and here's why I think content is king and why you should go all in. So this is an example. This screenshot on the left here. This is my actual numbers as of this morning, today, February 28th, 2025. As you can see, the professional dashboard down there says 437.5 thousand views. 437,000 views in the last 30 days, and my account only has 1,408 followers. That is 100% legit. You don't have to have a ton of followers now to get all the reach in the world. Like, it just matters about what exactly are you posting and how are you creating value through your content, whether that's entertainment, humor, education, whatever it is. That's the biggest factor when it comes to making content. And so as you can see, the population of the city that I live in, Abilene, it has 129,000 people in it. If I were to buy every newspaper ad, every billboard in town, I wouldn't even come close to having almost 500,000 views or impressions in 1 month. And so, like, it's literally 5 times the amount of people that see my stuff than the people that live in the town of Abilene. And so just think of the opportunities that are waiting for you on the other side. I think it's huge. So how do you do this? So it's all about creating relatable content. This relatable content, let's go back to here. This relatable content creates engagements. It means likes, it means shares, comments, follows, saves, whatever it is. It's creating engagement. And so whenever you create relatable content that is engaging, which means it's funny, they learn something, gain some sort of value, people will leave comments. They will share it because it's like, if it's funny, it made them laugh. They're like, oh, this will probably make my friend laugh, so I'm going to send it to them. And so the algorithm sees that, and it just keeps boosting it in the algorithm, putting it at the top of people's feeds because it's like, okay, people are watching all the way through, which is good watch time. People are sharing, they're sending it to their friends, they're sharing to stories, they're liking it, they're saving it for later, all the things. And that's how you get a viral video, something that is ultra relatable and engaging. And so, whenever you get all of these views, you got to have something on the back end to be able to convert them into like a sales call or whatever. And how you do that is you create lead funnels. And so, anybody who's interested or aware of what you're doing, the longer you make content, the more intriguing they should get. And so there's a rule. Let's see if it's right here. Yeah. So relatable content builds trust. And so this rule is called the 911 method. So you create 9 pieces of valuable content, one piece of content that is relatable or funny, usually showing personality. It gives it that personal touch, that personal flair. And then the last one, by this point, you've posted 10 good, solid pieces of content without asking for anything. And so it doesn't come across as salesy. It doesn't feel like you're trying to sell things to people. And so by that 11th video, you've given them enough value to be like, okay, it's acceptable to ask for a call to action. And by that time, people will recognize that, and by the time that you give that much free value, they're going to be like, okay, this guy's genuinely trying to help. And so it lets all their guards down, and then you literally say, hey, I'm doing this call or I'm doing this webinar one time, and then people start signing up. And so if you have ever used the lead funnel, put a 1 in the comments. And I want to know, have you used the lead funnel before? Has it been successful? Um, Leave it down below. If you're watching this after the fact, still leave a comment. Still leave a comment. But yeah, it builds trust. And another thing is you have to create the content for the consumer. Create the content for the consumer and not yourself. That's one of the biggest mistakes. That's probably tied with the number one mistake that business owners make. It's either A, they're not starting, or B, they're creating content that they think will do good. And so how do you combat that? You give good value, you entertain, you are relatable, and you also what's called research. Many of us have researched things before, and it's just like with anything else. If you want to get good at something, you got to research it. And so, for example, what I do with my content, I'll go onto Instagram if I'm wanting to make a reel or a TikTok. I'll search up videographer memes or videographer videos, videographer content. Everything that pops up, if it has 500,000 plus views and the account doesn't have very many followers, ding, 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 that means you have a great piece of content. And they've already tested it for you, so you don't have to test it near as much. It's not going to work every time. But the more you do it, the more you research, the more you'll see the things that line up with each other and that match. Because, like, for example, I posted a video. It was like a ChatGPT videographer meme. Got almost 300,000 views on Instagram. Put it on TikTok, didn't do very well. The next day, I did the exact same thing, but I put the words that were on the screen below the photos. Whew. Wake up, Darren. Below the photos. And it got like literally 1/100th of the views. Like it got like maybe 1,000 views. Maybe 3,000. And so that's just an example of do your research, find somebody else in your niche who is killing the game, and go take their ideas, implement it into your own, your personalized way. integrate a little bit of your personality, integrate a little bit of your humor, integrate a little bit of what you do at your job, like what your business is. So, once you do that, once you create relatable content, once they see your stuff, funnel them. And so, one of the biggest ways that you can funnel them and get them to hand over their email address or book a call is through automations. And one of the ways you can automate things is through a platform called ManyChat. And this is for like Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. ManyChat, if you've never heard of it, I have videos over it. Go to my channel, watch my ManyChat tutorial. It's basically like as soon as somebody DMs you or comments a certain word on any post, or just DMs you a certain word in general, it will automatically start a trigger. And so if you set it up right, these triggers can go in and basically talk to the other person as if you were there talking. And so while you're sleeping, if you get a lead, if I put out an ad or if I put out like a reel giving away something for free, it's like I can put comment the word document and I'll send you the free document of all of our equipment. So as soon as they hit the comment button and they type in document, whatever it is, ManyChat will DM them directly to their account via my personal account. And so that's just one of the things that like saves a lot of time and it provides a lot of value for people who are busy, which I am busy, you're busy, like everybody's busy. And so I've gotten email addresses countless times through these lead funnels through using ManyChat because I'm giving away something free using a lead magnet, funneling them through my DMs, and usually it either leads to getting their email address or booking a call on my calendar. And so it does all this for me. And there's a lot of AI platforms out there now that are starting to merge, or not merge, but you're able to use them together. Like using the software called Zapier. That's one of the ways you can connect every single part of your life and business through this one platform. It's insane. It's automating things that are saving you hours upon hours at a time. And so if your lead funnel works correctly, it will be sent to a landing page. If you're wanting to book a call, a landing page can be a direct website of your Calendly link to where they can book a call and pick a time based off of your calendar. Whatever it is, if you're selling a product, then the landing page is going to be an opportunity for them to buy said product. If you make an intriguing ad, so they become aware through the ad, because you spent the ad dollars or you created the organic content and gave them an opportunity to see it. So they're aware of it. They're intrigued because they're interested in that kind of stuff. It's their niche. It's what they already enjoy. So like say somebody likes golf. They're going to get ads about golf balls, golf clubs, all the things. And so if you're able to get in front of them and you create it intriguing enough for them to want to click on it, that is called a landing page. And so these landing pages are super important because that's one of the biggest ways that you can convert. So like a lot of people make content, but they don't ever have a landing page and they don't ever have any opportunities for people to engage with them or buy something from them or take advantage of any calls to action, which is the whole reason you go all in on content, which is to get in front of more people, to then offer them an opportunity, and so that they'll sign up, take the deal, buy the product, whatever the thing is. And you get in front of them by creating content that they want to see, which is relatable content. Man, yeah, I'm on fire. Let's go. And then after that, you book the call, you show them the product on the landing page, and you close them. And so that's the process. So the next thing that I wanted to talk about is short form versus long form content. If you know what the difference is, let me know in the comments what you think the difference between short form and long form content is. So short form, if you're watching still, thanks for hopping on. Where are you guys watching from? So short form content is content that goes on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts. Short form is like vertical content that's usually 3 minutes and less. It's always changing and evolving. YouTube Shorts just upped it to 3 minutes. Like on Instagram, it's only 90 seconds. This is the kind of content that you have to have a good hook. You have to get your point across very quick in the first 3 seconds or they scroll. And so short form content is important and long form content is even more important, which is your YouTubes, your Facebook long form content, your podcasts, all the things that are longer than 3 minutes, like an hour long episode, that's a long form content. Every episode that you watch on Netflix is long form content. And so what you need to do, and if you take my advice, thank you. Everybody that I tell this to, nobody takes the advice. The people that do see insane growth and immediately they immediately get leads off of what they do. And so how we're going to do this, what's next? So we're going to be able to repurpose this content. So what we're going to do and what you're going to do if you're listening to this right now, you're going to start making YouTube videos. You're going to make long form content and you're going to focus solely on long form content. And like I said, whether you take this advice or not, it's worth a listen. So you're going to want to take this YouTube video and you're going to want to repurpose it. Repurpose this content like multiple times. Say you have an hour-long podcast that you do. It's video, it's audio, and it's on your YouTube channel. You can then take an audio file of that, repurpose it, put it on Spotify. Okay, so that's one. You can then section that one episode into 10-minute segments based on the conversations. And all of a sudden, if you have an hour-long episode split into 6 10-minute sessions, now that's already 8 pieces of content from this one video. So we're going to go even further. You use an AI platform like Opus Clips to throw the YouTube video link into. It edits all the short form clips for you, or you can edit them yourself, whatever you want to do. It gives you at least 10 to 20 good reels that you can post. And so now we're at, let's see, 1 plus 6, that's 7, plus, now you're like at almost 20 pieces of content. More than that, maybe even almost 30 pieces of content from this one YouTube video. Okay, so then you take that, use the automation systems that we have put in place. You make a blog out of the transcript. Boom, another piece of content. You take that same transcript, you have ChatGPT write it in ebook form. Boom, that's another piece of content, all from this YouTube video. Now you're like at 20 to 30 pieces of content from this one thing. And that's why I'm such a big fan of podcasting. Podcasting allows you to get to know somebody on a personal level as well as build that trust. And so Google released this stat last year, and it's intriguing and it's changed my mind on everything that we do. Google said so whoever buys your stuff has to watch at least 7 hours of your content before they're willing to buy, before they trust you enough to buy your product or your service. And so that's going to be one of the first steps as a business owner, as a content creator. Do you have at least 7 hours of content online right now? That's going to be the first thing that you need to get done. And if you don't, come talk to me after you get those 7 hours. And so with that being said, repurpose everything and quit overthinking it. You want to don't just make the content, be the content. Don't just make the content, be the content. And that's the biggest piece of advice, honestly, that I could give you today. Don't just make the content, be the content. Write that down if you're watching this right now. Write that down, boys. Oh, number one mistake business owners make. I kind of already covered it, but it's going to be getting started. The fact that you've been waiting this long to get started, that's your first and biggest mistake. And I made a YouTube video about it, so make sure to go watch it. It's also making content that only you want to watch, and you're not making content for the consumer. That's going to be the top two mistakes, and that was just a bonus one that business owners make, especially when they first start. So, now that we have the foundation laid of personal branding, of types of content, short form versus long form, all the things, what platforms do you need to hit? Um, Obviously, you need to hit as many as you can, but if you're just starting out, hit at least two of the platforms. So whether it's YouTube and Instagram, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, you need to be able to be consistent at one before you throw in another one. Especially if you're a one man team, you're a one man show. You're going to be learning a lot. You're going to be learning how to do these things, how to use these platforms, etc. And so pick two platforms that you feel most comfortable with. If you're already on them as a consumer, then just start there and then slowly add in these others. If you can, try to make sure YouTube is one of those because, like I said earlier, long form content turns into so many pieces of short form content. And so, the more content that you put out there, the more trust you're going to build through that 7 hour rule. And it's like 7 hours or 30 touch points across all platforms. That's going to be the biggest thing in order to gain trust. So make sure you have 30 touch points or 7 hours of content. And this is something that takes a lot of time. So it's like investing in the stock market. You're not going to see immediate returns in 2 weeks. Like you're going to have to invest into yourself, invest into your skills, invest into your business in order to see the true fruit of this. And it compounds. Like there's a compounding effect that eventually takes place as soon as you get something to go viral, as soon as people start seeing you. By that point you've had plenty of reps to figure out what works. And one big thing that I want to throw in there is if you just replace algorithm with the word audience, that's going to be a game changer for you. Because if you stop thinking about, oh, what does the algorithm want to say, instead of, oh, what does the audience want to see? What does the people that are watching want to see on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever it is? What do they want to see? And as soon as you can figure that out, the sooner you'll have success in gaining more traction and gaining more clients through your content. So it takes time. These are digital assets. What is a digital asset? It's something that you can benefit from for the long term, and you basically replicate yourself by doing this. And so if you're not watching this webinar live and you're watching it on YouTube, whatever it is, you're replicating yourself. And so I'm replicating myself by simply recording this moment in time that is taking me about an hour, and it's stretching it and getting hundreds of hours of watch time. And so you're basically doing the same talk, you're doing the same thing, giving the same value 100 times over, sometimes way more than that. But you're doing that by just simply recording one video. And so another reason I like to go all in on YouTube and podcasting, all the things, is because you can have these conversations and build that trust while you're literally sleeping. While you're sleeping. And those are the main points, okay? So those are the main points for today. Let me get my link here. For the remainder of our time together, I want to just open it up a little bit to a Q&A, like a live Q&A, and I want to hear what you guys have to say. Put them in the comments for me. Put them in the comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Keep them coming, guys. You mentioned a free item at the end of the webinar. What is it going to be? I said earlier that we are giving away a content creator starter kit, which includes a ring light, a phone tripod, and a phone microphone to whoever is logged on at the end of this webinar. How long have you been using ManyChat? ManyChat I've been using for 6 months now. 6 months, and it's been awesome. Like, I put it basically on every post, and even in my bio, it's like DM me the word. I can go back to this slide here. So if you zoom in, let's zoom this in here. It says DM howdy to book a free call with me. And so anytime somebody DMs me the word howdy, that it will immediately start a trigger sequence, and it will get them to book a call without me having to do anything at all. Anything. And so that's what I'm talking about whenever we're talking about getting leads and generating leads 24/7 while you're sleeping. That's what I'm talking about. Caitlin Anthony, thanks for watching. Very awesome and informative video. Thank you for all your knowledge. Thanks for hopping on with us today. Thanks for hopping on. Q&A time currently for another 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll keep moving forward. We'll keep moving forward, guys. If you haven't checked out the platform Zapier, go check it out right after this. Man, YouTube. How many of you guys have a YouTube channel that are watching it right now? Man, I feel like I'm about to lose my voice. I'm talking so much. Q&A time. Q&A time. I had someone ask me, do you need to get a DSLR, not a DSLR, a mirrorless camera? We'll switch it here for a little bit. Do you need to get a mirrorless camera, which is like a Sony or a Canon camera, in order to be successful in making content? And the answer is absolutely not. You can use your iPhone for 95% of tasks when it comes to content, like short form content. Now, long form content, you start to run into a little bit more trouble, but it's still possible. Very possible with an iPhone. I had one of our friends, she grew to over 500,000 followers across all platforms with only an iPhone 12. Only an iPhone 12. Caitlin says, what do you think is the most successful platform for a construction company? So I would have a question for that. Who is your target audience that you're trying to reach? And where are you located? Are you able to travel to other places? Because if you're mobile, if you can work outside of one city, that's going to be helpful. No, but YouTube would be fun. I do the marketing for the trucking and aggregate business. Nice. YouTube. So I want to say, and don't quote me on these stats, but YouTube, they're the highest percentage of viewers that are earning over six figures on in their annual household income is on YouTube. I believe about 60% of the viewers on YouTube have a household income of over $100,000 a year. That's a fun fact. That was a bonus fact. And so it's a YouTube at the very top, and then it's Instagram, and then it's LinkedIn. Local to Abilene. Okay, sweet. So let me search up. Let me help you out right here, live on the webinar. Share my screen. So like this is where I would start in your case. Target is builders and companies. Okay. So I would start here on YouTube because I strongly believe everybody needs to have a YouTube presence of some sort. And so if you're looking up construction companies in Abilene, Texas. I don't know what your company's name is, but these are the news videos. A roofing company and an excavation company 4 years ago. And so obviously the gap is massive here on YouTube for you. So like might as well hit it hard because in the next 5 to 6 years, Abilene's going to start to catch up, and the people who get on now are the people who are going to benefit the most. And so I just look at that and I think like that is a massive opportunity. And so if you're targeting builders and companies, if you're trying to get to the people that are the decision makers like quick, then LinkedIn is going to be your best bet. Like the decision makers are usually on LinkedIn. But if you make fire YouTube content, then a lot of people are gonna become aware of you. And if they like that type of content, there's a good chance they work in that field or are associated with it in some sort of way. And so like people who like to travel, guess what? They usually watch travel content. And all these people who make travel content are able to monetize off of these other people because they have something in common and they have something to sell on the other end. And so your content needs to be targeted towards builders. It's like, what are the top 20 questions that builders have and whenever they're searching up best construction companies? So like I'm not personally a builder, but like if you go to ChatGPT, for example, like ask it the top 20 questions that would help me target exactly where my audience is and what they're asking. So like say, okay, I'm a builder, a brand new builder here in Abilene. Can you give me 5 questions that would give me the highest probability of or that would be good content ideas to create content about? The whole idea is to become aware of and get in front of these people. If you run the social media page, like make funny construction content. And so you never know what door will be opened unless you start putting this stuff out. Does YouTube have an algorithm where it will show to people in the area? I guess I can take this off real quick. So, yes, what you're describing is called geotagging. Every single platform has a form of geotagging. YouTube, whenever you go to post a video, it asks for a location, and you can fill it out or you can leave it blank. You can be very specific or you can be very broad. And so usually if it's something that applies specifically to people in Abilene, I'm geotagging Abilene every time. And I've had people in Abilene come up to me and say, "Hey, I found you on YouTube. I found you on Instagram because I geotagged it." And so people who live within this area are more likely to see your content than people from other places. Again, it depends on what exactly you're posting, because sometimes I post things that are very broad that everybody can apply. Like if I was to talk about this, like this video, I'll probably eventually make a video very similar, and it's going to be very broad to like all business owners. And so I'm not going to cap it by location. I'm going to let it just go out into the internet and find its audience. But yeah, YouTube is a fantastic place to be and start. If you don't have a YouTube channel, at least make one. Take that first step. At least try to put one video per month up. And the way you do it and figure out what to create is by simply typing in something like construction content creators, construction companies in the United States, construction companies in Texas. Filter out the ones that have low views. Go to only the ones that have high views. Recreate that content. And so let me share my screen one more time. So if I just search up construction companies. So first of all, this section here is a good indicator of what people are searching. So like construction companies is a very location-based search. Construction companies hiring. These are the suggested search terms because other people are searching them up. And so if I just put construction, these are the things that people like to watch. Construction fails is number one. So you could do like, you could react to people failing in construction and correct them. Tell them, like, make a reaction video on how they could have done this correctly. And that also builds, like, the people who watch it, it builds authority for you in their eyes. If that makes sense. Construction management, construction business. So, like, people who watch construction videos are searching for this stuff. So let's just say construction business. Top 10 tips to running a successful construction business. And we'll go up here to filter. We'll do view count. And we'll see the most viewed videos here. And this is going to be that first step of getting the awareness. Once you figure out how to get awareness, then you got to lean into, okay, what exactly niche am I trying to reach? And how am I going to convert them using lead funnels and landing pages? And so using these softwares and these tools, that's how you convert them ultimately from just being a consumer. Like, they become a consumer, they discover you, they become aware of you. And then you keep posting good content and you keep popping up at the top of their feed, they'll eventually start to like and trust you. As soon as they start to like and trust you, as soon as you put a call to action out, they're already intrigued. You've already built the trust. You've already built the repertoire with them. The odds of them converting into a client become way higher because they're already interested. They're no longer a cold lead. They're a hot lead. And if you make long form content, podcasts, YouTube videos, vlogs, all of the above, that allows people to trust you even more. And so people who watch my YouTube channel, like, this is the kind of stuff that we talk about all the time. We do this, I have a podcast, we do vlogs, show behind the scenes. People connect with that and they start to build trust. And so you got to figure out that one thing that people are already watching and then intertwine your personality, intertwine things that relate to you and your company as a whole. A day in the life of a construction entrepreneur. 2.6 million views. So how do I know this is a good video? You can see there's 2.6 million views. and they only have 543,000 subscribers. And so, I mean, it's 14 times what their normal video is, and so that means people are already watching and they want to see more. This one, this is a short, got 2.5 million views with only 5,000 subscribers. So like, this is what I mean when I say like, it's not the case anymore that you don't have to have a lot of subscribers, a lot of followers in order to get in front of people now. Once you can figure out the art of gaining attention and awareness, it becomes a lot easier whenever you have something like a good service and a good opportunity or offer to convert them into a client. But you have to figure out how to get in front of them or else it won't even matter. And so researching is one of the ways to do it. Let's keep going. I spent 365 days building a landscape business to make ... Oh, there's more. $1 million. Survival business. Is that a video game? Anyways, look for outliers like that. Look for outliers like that, and that's where I would start, because if you just start making random videos, you're going to be burnt out and nothing's going to work. Like, you have to go to what they're already watching in order for your channel to gain traction in the first place. And then the more following you get and the more trust you get with the algorithms, the more it will reward your videos, because it knows you're going to show up consistently. It knows you're going to show up every single day at this time, every single week at this time, and people keep coming back. And so the whole point and purpose of the algorithm is to feed people content that they want to watch. It doesn't matter if they're subscribed. Like, I could watch 20 guitar YouTubers and not be subscribed to any of them every single day because it knows I like guitar content. Sheesh, that's a lot of good information. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're looking for someone to partner with you in all of this, I know it's a lot of information, but that's what we do here at Howdy Media. We can consult you, we can be your partner in helping you grow your personal brand using all of these techniques, repurposing your content, helping with the long form and short form, all of the things that help develop your personal brand even further. That's what we can help with, and we can guide you. And so if that's something you're interested in and you're watching this and you made it to the end, first of all, congrats and thanks for watching till the very end. I hope you got loads of value from this. But if you want to take it a step further and skip to the front of the line, skip all of the headaches, I'm going to leave a link in the description below and you can book a meeting directly with me. So I'm looking forward to talking with you and seeing how we can help you guys out and growing your personal brand. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you in the next one.